well, Jimmy King and fashion advice are well
Of
noted
course,
here. King
baby.
Chapman.
We from the Fab Five.
We Fab
Long
Five.
shorts, black shoes, black socks, and bald heads.
Bald heads? Is that what you said?
Bald heads.
Did you
So
guys
I
all
had
have
to
bald?
cut this off
All
for the brotherhood.
Okay, Jimmy, this is a good time to have a little story time by Jimmy. So, Jimmy, how did the black socks and baggy shorts come about for the Fab Five?
So when we got to campus, traditionally the shorts, just not at Michigan, just in general across the board,
In that
uh,
era, it was the
and that
still kind of the shorty short era,
it was
right?
the
Late
shorter short.
80s. Yeah.
Yeah, the longer shorts were coming into play. So when we got to Michigan, they still had short shorts. And so we, went to head coach Steve Fisher and asked him if we could get longer shorts. And he said that if we win games for him, he will then order the longer shorts for us. But the first time, here's a nugget
Here we
that
go.
the general public doesn't know. The first time they ordered those shorts, we sent them back because
Oh,
all they did was they made the shorts wider. They weren't necessarily longer.
ah,
So they were baggier, but they weren't longer. So
yeah.
we sent them back, and we almost didn't have long shorts ready for our first game. So they got them back to us in time, and instead, so they put an extra 3 inches in the inseam, which made the shorts a little longer.
So I thought that I had heard that you guys ordered larger sizes, but that's not the case. They had the shorts made for you in
Yeah,
your
we
size.
had to get the inseams longer because
Okay.
all they did is make the short like what they did. They gave us bigger sizes, but they were the same length. So they
Okay.
were just a little wider and a little bag, which made them baggier, but they weren't longer. So so they went back to the drawing board, came back with the longer inseams, which worked. And then we had to help them, kind of combine the two because what they did was kept the shorts narrow and a little longer, so they were tight on the hips and a little loose in the leg. They looked a little funny at first, but then
But
they finally got the material and
so
the
you're saying even
cut.
so
Right.
the first time you wore them, they weren't you improved them as you went, right? So what you're
Yeah,
saying,
but
they're a
by
little
my senior year, they had the jerseys down. By my senior year, the material was different, the stitching was different, the
well by then.
numbers, everything, lettering.
'Cause, by then you guys were legendary. And Jimmy, the black
Ooh, by
socks.
then I had like 20 million in today's NIL. Brent, you would have got me 20 million, man.
I would have hooked you up, Jimmy. We would both have been very happy. These would not be
No,
gloves
that was
on a shirt, they would be actual gold gloves around my neck. Jimmy,
gold
tell me though,
chain.
real quick, tell me about the black socks. How did was that like one of your guys' idea? Like how did that come about?
So black socks, I wore black socks in high school. Ray wore black socks at his school in high school. Ironically, it just happened that when we got together, um, we were looking to make a mark and separate ourselves from um, everyone else. And we started with the shorts, so we went down to the shoes. We couldn't really,
Can't do
change the
much.
shoes. The shoes is what they were.
Yeah.
So we focused on the socks, and we started, having discussions on what we can do. And I told them about my days at Plano East coming up. We wore black socks, and then in Ray wore black socks at LBJ in his high school days. So decided to do that. And so when we went down to Houston fresh sophomore year, our first game was against Houston in the great state of Texas.
That's
And we
right.
went to the Galleria Mall where they only had maybe, I think they had like two pairs of black socks, black athletic socks. Everything else were um, dress socks, church
Yeah.
socks is what we
Yeah.
call them. So we had to, scour the whole mall just to find five pairs of black socks. And that sounds crazy today, but that's what we did. And then
Was
we
that so? Was
unveiled
sophomore year? So you didn't wear the Black Sox freshman year? That was
our
sophomore year.
freshman year. No, freshman year with the shorts. Um, and then sophomore year with the socks.
Interesting. Well, Jimmy, thanks for sharing that with us. That's an awesome
We
story.
wore well, hold on, let me back up. We did wear black socks uh with white shoes our freshman year,
Okay.
but we wore black shoes or black socks our sophomore year.
Sophomore year was the black shoes and black socks. Dude,
Yeah.
that's an awesome. You're right. That is you're not gonna know that you're not a lot of that is not, necessarily known. So thanks for sharing.